But I'll just say one last thing, and I think I'd love to talk more. I think USDA does such great work and really very specialized capacity building work, which I think is desperately needed. But I think there are more things we can do. These case studies, I think, are one example. I think there are more ways that we could really try to understand those perspectives and find partners and tools to try to advance a different approach. In June next month, I am part of I started a legal working group with an organization called the Aspen Network of Development Entrepreneurs, and we're going to have a discussion on this. How do you really determine how policy impact is measured? How do you determine what policies should look like? So I hope that maybe that's a discussion that some of you would participate in. And just really briefly, Ned, to answer your question, I think that this small business challenge is a tremendous one. I think it's on both sides, both how do US small businesses trade more and how do small businesses from other countries trade more. Certainly for African small businesses trading, I see a lot of issues, everything from, like I said, just how do you use a preference program, do you even know about it, how do you get through, and if you're doing e-commerce, you still have to go through a lot of these same steps. But I think that the regulatory structures need to be a bit different, and I'm glad that there's this whole conversation that's evolving on digital trade, because I think that that's going to help think about what kind of systems countries need to have in place to be able to facilitate. But again, we've got to really be able to go talk to, understand the needs of the smaller companies and understand how they're trading and what kinds of issues they're running into. And the ones that I've talked to have had a whole host of things ranging from customs, and hopefully these de minimis provisions in the trade facilitation agreement will help. I think that's one example, but you're right, we need to have a whole range of things. So, trying to understand just what these challenges are that come up, whether they're related to standards in the market or some of the, paperwork that's required or the customs process that you have to go through. And again, I think also the legal system in different countries, whether it's in Africa or here, where sometimes the legal system cannot be as transparent as we would like it to be, is something that we really need to think about, and how can we increase knowledge of how these systems are meant to work in practice.
Great, thank you very much.